Saudi Red Crescent on high alert, heavy rains hit Makkah. Introduction. Recent heavy rains in Makkah have triggered a state of emergency, with the Saudi Red Crescent Authority (SRCA) stepping in to mitigate the situation. The organization has activated its emergency protocols to respond to flooding, ensure public safety, and provide relief to affected residents and pilgrims. This article delves into the various aspects of the event, from the nature of the rains and their impact to the Red Crescent's preparedness, response, and future plans for disaster management. Nature of the heavy rains. Intensity of the rainfall. Rainfall exceeded 100 millimeters in some areas, causing widespread flooding. Torrential rains led to the overflow of streams and drainage systems, inundating low-lying areas. Power outages and disruption of transportation services were reported. Key impacts. 1. Traffic disruptions. Major roads were submerged, resulting in gridlocks and stranded vehicles. 2. Damage to property. Homes and businesses in low-lying areas sustained significant damage. 3. Loss of lives. Reports indicated fatalities and injuries due to the flooding. 4. Challenges for pilgrims. Makkah, as a major religious hub, saw thousands of pilgrims struggling with transportation and accommodation challenges during the deluge. Role of the Saudi Red Crescent. Immediate actions. 1. Activation of high alert. SRCA mobilized all its units and activated emergency plans across affected areas. 2. Emergency call centers shocked face. 24/7 helplines were reinforced to handle the surge in emergency calls. Additional staff was deployed to manage increased demand. 3. Deployment of rescue teams. Emergency response teams were dispatched to assist flood-affected areas. Advanced rescue equipment and vehicles were used for rapid response. Rescue operations. Evacuation of stranded individuals. Boats and high-clearance vehicles were used to rescue hundreds of stranded people. Medical assistance. Immediate medical care was provided to injured individuals, with severe cases transported to nearby hospitals. Relief and shelter. Temporary shelters were set up to provide food, water, and accommodation for displaced families. Strategic planning by the Red Crescent. Use of advanced technology. 1. Drones. Deployed to assess the extent of flooding and identify isolated areas needing urgent help. 2. GIS technology. Geographic information systems were used to map flooded regions for efficient resource allocation. Volunteer mobilization. Thousands of volunteers were deployed to assist in rescue and relief operations. Local communities were engaged to provide support and spread awareness. Hospital readiness. Local hospitals were placed on high alert to handle emergencies. Blood donation campaigns ensured sufficient reserves for critically injured patients. Guidance for the public. Precautionary measures. 1. Avoiding low-lying areas. Residents were advised to avoid flood-prone areas and stay on higher ground. 2. Electrical safety. Warnings were issued to avoid contact with water near power lines to prevent electrocution. 3. Emergency contact numbers. Citizens were urged to call 997 for immediate assistance. Awareness campaigns. Social media and local channels were used to disseminate safety tips and updates. Educational sessions were conducted in schools and community centers to prepare residents for emergencies. Government collaboration. Infrastructure support. Engineering teams were deployed to clear blocked drainage systems and restore normalcy. Long-term solutions, such as improved stormwater management systems, were discussed. Traffic management. Police and traffic authorities worked in tandem to manage road closures and diversions. Financial aid. The government announced compensation packages for affected families to help them recover from damages. Future plans and preparedness. Strengthening infrastructure. Investments in advanced flood management systems are planned to mitigate future risks. Construction of barriers and reservoirs to manage water flow in vulnerable areas. Updating emergency plans. SRCA aims to revise its disaster response strategies to include more efficient and faster response mechanisms. Public training programs. Disaster preparedness training will be introduced in schools, workplaces, and communities. Simulation drills will be conducted to ensure readiness in future emergencies. Conclusion. The Saudi Red Crescent has demonstrated remarkable efficiency and commitment in responding to Makkah's heavy rains. Through swift actions, advanced technologies, and effective collaboration with government agencies, many lives were saved, and the impact of the disaster was mitigated. However, these events underscore the need for long-term planning and public education to minimize future risks. As Makkah recovers from this calamity, the Red Crescent and other authorities are focusing on building resilience to ensure better preparedness for such challenges in the future. This comprehensive account highlights the SRCA's response and emphasizes the importance of continued vigilance and improvement in disaster management systems.